When Henry Ford first began using his moving assembly line, he knew that he had struck gold, a groundbreaking new process that reduced costs and made manufacturing more simple. Soon, Ford's cars were catapulted into the forefront of the automotive industry. Now, another groundbreaking new process has come along and can have the same effect on the aerospace industry, and that is additive manufacturing. As an aerospace engineer myself, I can understand some of the complexities with building a plane and the sometimes millions of parts that go into it. And knowing these, I can say confidently that additive manufacturing still has the potential to fully transform the aerospace industry. That is because of its ability to easily create complex parts using just a 3D model. And beyond that, it is also more cost-effective when looking at the complexity of a part. However, there are some drawbacks with the technology in that it is not fully allowed by the FAA and all parts right now. First, looking at additive manufacturing, it can easily create highly complex parts with far less waste and only needs a 3D model. When looking at research by Byron Blakey Milner and other co-writers, it is easy to see that the process of additive manufacturing is in stark contrast with traditional manufacturing processes. In a traditional process, a mold is used to pour the material in, from which the mold is removed after it's cooled, and then excess material is shaved off. This process is known as subtractive and is in stark contrast to the additive process of additive manufacturing. Additive uses a 3D printing process to build layer by layer the part from the ground up. Furthermore, another comparison can be drawn in that a traditional process would need multiple molds to create a complex part because they would need to be fit together and coupled. However, with an additive manufacturing process in that it 3D prints it, it can build in the smaller parts along with the larger part as it is built up. Secondly, looking at additive manufacturing, we can see that it is more cost-effective compared to a traditional manufacturing process. As seen below in the graphic, the traditional manufacturing process has a supply chain that is extremely complicated with multiple suppliers to the aircraft manufacturer, and which then goes to the buyer and other engineering providers. However, with an additive manufacturing process, you can get rid of all but one supplier and all the other engineers, as by research by Andreas Bartz and other co-writers, he states that aircraft manufacturers could do all of the manufacturing in-house with just 3D printing. And because of this, parts are switched hands less often, and there's profit in less places, and as such is more cost effective towards the manufacturer. Furthermore, looking at certification costs, it is seen that with the traditional process, multiple parts would have to be certified, as where in an additive manufacturing process, only one part would need to be certified. As such, this reduced costs on the manufacturer even more. Beyond this, the coupling between the smaller parts and the larger parts also would decrease costs on the aircraft manufacturer and once again create a more cost-effective process. Finally, looking at the drawbacks of the additive manufacturing process, it can be seen that there are some things that still need to be worked out, mostly with the FAA and other regulation bodies. Planes are the safest mode of transportation in the world, and as such, they are subject to stricter regulations. This is why Surat Signemeni and other co-writers state that quality control is the hardest process in the additive and getting additive manufacturing. This is due to the other biggest downfall of the additive manufacturing process right now, and that it cannot create multiple parts that are exactly similar in back-to-back processes. Because of this, the 3D modeling company Spatial says that there cannot get any good data from these tests for the FAA, and because of this, it cannot be certified for some parts. However, it has been certified for others. Finally, in conclusion, through the power of additive manufacturing, the process of creating new planes can be heavily simplified. Through this cost-effective method to creating new parts, even though there are some drawbacks, the pros are better as it handles the complexity far better than traditional manufacturing. This is why whoever is the first to really jump on this process may be known as the next Henry Ford. Thank you. And here are the notes for